commanding a 60-year-old ship when Congress reduced our budget by 5%. You can't do that while the troops are in the field. Congress has to support us in the field, period.
A couple of people here have already raised a question that I plan to send to Mr. Hutchison, Mrs. Loyola, and Ritchell. And that is, the Constitution says the declaration of war requires 2/3 vote of both houses of Congress. Since Vietnam, however, America has only gone to war based on authorizations passed by a majority in the House and 60 votes, not 67 in the Senate. Now, do you see this as a problem? Would reasserting the 2/3 requirement place too many restrictions on America's ability to use force, or would the benefits of doing so make it worthwhile? Starting with Mr. Hutchison.
Doug Hutchison, I would go at that question very simply. The Constitution is the law of the land. If you ignore the law, that does not make the law invalid. It just means you're behaving in an illegal manner. If I ignore the speed limit, I still get a ticket. If we are ignoring the Constitution, we are behaving illegally as a country, and we are in shame. If we do not like the Constitution as written, amend it. But honor the law that all of us fight and die for. Thank you.
Would you mind repeating that question? Because I don't think I heard the last part of it.
The question is, would reasserting a 2/3 requirement to go to war place too many restrictions on America's ability to use force, basically giving the left veto power, or would the benefits of doing so make it worthwhile?
Okay. I think, Bert Mizusawa, going to war is the most monumental decision that we make at the federal level of government between the commander-in-chief and the legislative branch. I think that the legislative branch has abdicated its responsibilities under the Constitution, because there's only one thing in the Constitution that the executive branch has, and that's the commander-in-chief power. Every other power belongs to the Congress, and it has not stepped up to the plate for that. Right. First of all, I'd make them do their job, and we'll worry about the 2/3 vote later. Thank you very much.
The Constitution gives Congress 18 powers. Article 1, Section 8. Power to declare war. And when you have an executive branch, commander-in-chief, declares war, and then doesn't have the power and the fight and the money behind it with Congress not declaring war, you have Vietnam and all the other challenges we have currently. It's a travesty. We must protect our veterans in the field. There's nothing worse than fighting and not having the proper tools, the proper support, and the proper equipment. And when they come home, you need to take care of them. Thank you.
Scott, we have this president and the preceding president going across the world and across America saying, we are at war on 2 fronts, and yet we have not declared war in Congress. That, in and of itself, is a problem. I believe we need men and women in Congress who have the spine to tell the American people the truth about entitlements, the truth about war, and we need to have men and women in Congress who, if we're going to send men and women into combat, we need to declare war. One last question before I break. It's a question for all the candidates. What do you think, this is only in 30 seconds, but I want to give you two quick answers. First, what do you think is the greatest threat to American interests in the world? And on the other side, second answer, who do you think are America's most important allies and America's best opportunities in foreign policy? Starting with Mr. Baldwin.
Ed Baldwin. The most important threat to us would be the threat of terrorism. What's the second part of the question? I didn't hear it.
It's the positive side. What's the greatest opportunity? The most positive thing we should be exploiting?
Well, the greatest opportunities are military. We have the best military in the world. My worry is, with our economy, we can't fund this with a successful economy. We reap the benefits of a great economy right now, well, not right now, that built our great military. The type of economy that we have right now will not allow us to support a military that we currently enjoy. Thank you.
Next one.
Thank you.
Good evening, Doug Hutchison. The greatest threat is ourselves. We've spent ourselves into oblivion, and we are beholden to others. That is the greatest threat to our national security. That's the bad news. The good news is we are also our own greatest opportunity. Why? If you travel around the world, people love Americans. We are our own best ambassadors. We give with an open heart. Look at the Red Cross. Look at all we do to charity. Again, government, get out of the way. Let people give away the money they want to give. Stop taxing us and giving our money away. Thank you. Scott Taylor. We've certainly talked about the debt as being a threat, but Muslim extremists is also a huge threat in foreign policy, but also domestic policy. We know that we're finding things on target with folks, with links to folks back here, individuals as well as businesses. So that is a huge threat for us, as well as the Iranian bomb. That's a big threat for us with one of our best strategic partners in the Middle East, Israel. Now, our best opportunities with the shifting of wealth in the world, with some countries that have been typically poor, but they're rising in wealth, there's tremendous opportunity to do business with them as well, and then of course give tax incentives for companies to bring money back here.
Jessica Sandlin. Well, when my children's father joined the Navy, he took an oath, and it was to defend against enemies, foreign and domestic. Yes, I think we are our own biggest threat right now. Economically, there is no question. It must stop. It must stop now. We must fix it. I think in terms of allies and opportunities, we have a great ally in Israel. We need to maintain that. We have great opportunity also here in our country. Thank you.
Greatest threat, Islamic terrorists. I've seen them on the streets of Oxford. They hate us just for who we are. I've seen them in the field. I've seen them captured on the ships that I had command of. They hate us just because we're Americans and because we're free. The biggest opportunity is in Africa. We can help the continent and all those people in Africa. It is the place that we're going to see the biggest problem coming up. Our best ally, the people of Great Britain.
Yes.
The greatest threat is our deficit. This country was founded because we wanted to grow our family, work the fields in our businesses, and if we can't have a common defense, there is no country. So progressive agenda in this current administration is destroying this country, and destroying it quickly, by breaking the backs of this economy. Our allies, Israel, the NATO countries, we need to keep them close, because when we need help, they're going to be there. When they need help, we'll be there for them. Thank you.
The biggest threat to America, I believe, is a nuclear-capable, radical Islam group. That's got to be prevented. The biggest opportunity that we have is to free up the greatest job-creating engine the world has ever known, and that's our small business owners. There's less regulation, less